Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Tom, from The Honest Meeple. Today we are going to be looking at the latest pandemic release, Pandemic Rapid Response. This is very different to what we would expect for a pandemic game. This game is a real-time dice game. It is a race against time. Players will have to roll dice to create supplies, as well as fly the plane and make deliveries to cities that are in need, and you must work together to react to the new disasters that occur on your journey. Will you and your team be able to respond in time? Well, that's up to you and depends on what dice you're rolling. Essentially, the story is that there are various cities across the world and they're in desperate need of food, water, vaccines and other supplies, and you must fly in this specially designed plane and airdrop resources and these supplies onto the cities in need. And all of this is done against the clock with a little egg timer. So, now we know the story and what we can expect, let's crack the box open and see what's inside. I'm quite excited about this. I like Pandemic, but it's one of those games that you kind of play when you first got into gaming, and then I haven't really played it since. That's quite bad. I play it occasionally. We have also, myself and my girlfriend have started playing the Legacy Season 1, and we are loving that. So this will be a nice relief if we want something a little less heavy, as the Legacy Edition is quite heavy. Heavier than this as well, I think. So here we go. Oh, such a light rulebook. We likey. There's a quick overview. So, recognising the overwhelming threat that natural disasters pose to humanity, the nations of the world have taken action and created the Crisis Response Unit, an elite team of doctors and specialists with a specially equipped plane, allowing you to prepare life-saving supplies in flight. You are uniquely capable of providing first response relief to cities around the world. Pandemic Rapid Response is a race against time. You must take your turns as quickly as possible, rolling dice and using them to create supplies and make deliveries to cities in need. New disasters will keep occurring while the timer is counting down, so you and your teammates must quickly coordinate and work together to complete your missions. So, one of the big things I like about this, and I'm excited to see, are the custom kind of dice that you get in the game. So there's 24 dice, there's 6 in each colour, and obviously these are the different supplies. So you've got kind of the plaster for the aid, water, food, electricity, vaccines, and then the plane marker, which allows you to move the plane to the different city that you might need. Player pawns, the supply crate, the plane, which you'll be flying, the city cards, the roll cards, the reference cards, the crisis cards, plane board, sound timer, time tokens, and the waste marker. So very quick setup, and the board is kind of slightly longer than most, but then thinner, so it kind of counteracts that. And then the key concepts in the game. So obviously the cities and the supplies that the cities will need in order to survive their disaster. The dice that you'll be rolling, the real-time gameplay element, activating the rooms and moving around. I believe that if you roll a dice you don't want it, you can put it on the card, and that allows you to move your player pawn. You can also use the plane dice to move the plane. So yeah, if time runs out, the sound timer keeps running while players are taking their turns. When the sound timer runs out, pause the active turn. Discard 1 time token from HQ to the box, then draw the top card of the city deck and place it face up the matching city along the flight path. If there are no time tokens in HQ when the timer runs out, regardless of how many tokens are in the supply, players immediately lose the game. Dun dun dun. We don't want to be doing that. As you can change the difficulty as well. That is nice to see. And the fine points and reference on the back. Again, fantastic rulebook from Z-Man. And here is the board. If we can get into it, that is. Yes, we can. So, if we open the board up, I'll open it up down here because it is longer. So, let's move the box. Let's be clever about this. So this is the board. So essentially you have the HQ at the back of the plane, which is inaccessible. That's just there. Then you've got the rooms for aid, water, vaccines. That's the laboratory. Food and power, electricity, and then finally you've got the waste track here and the cargo bay doors, which is where you'll be dropping the supplies out of. Yeah, fairly simple board, easy to navigate. I don't think we're going to have any problems there. Next up, let's look at these lovely looking dice. These are nice. Nice dice. If it's going to focus. I guess you've got the aid, the electricity, the plane, the water, the food, vaccine. I don't know what I've gone through now. I think that's everything. And you've got, as I say, you've got 6 in each colour. The colours being red, black, green, and blue, which of course are dictated by the player pieces, the different colours. You'll have a set of dice that you roll. So, yeah, big fan of those dice, they're really nice. Next up you have the player markers, the waste marker, and the time markers in there. It's going to focus. You're going to focus? Yeah, you are. There we go, player pawns and the time markers and everything in there. The thing that will dictate how much time you have. Fail and you will lose. So that's just a standard egg timer. I'm not entirely sure what the exact time is on that. It looks quite short. I reckon it's about 2 minutes. We will have a look at that. You have the supply crates. The really cool plane. The little plane marker. And we'll get this out actually, we'll have a look at this. Put it together as well. Boom. I feel like I'm unboxing Memoir 44 new flight plan again. Do you think this is cost compatible? I don't think it is. I don't know. You might be able to jam the base in there to do it. But there we go. That's the plane with this little base. Wait a minute, am I actually doing that right? I'm doing it and I'll probably get it wrong. Oh right, yeah. Typical. There we go. There's the plane. So it goes in like that, just in case you're wondering. And finally, we have the cards. So, those of you familiar with the original Pandemic game will remember all of these cities. So these are the city cards, and obviously they're the resources that they need to avert the disaster. You then have, these are the crisis cards, I believe. Let's check that out. Yeah, these are the crisis cards. Oh, I'm dropping it. Oh, rookie. And now you have the roll cards. The recycler, the analyst, the supply specialist, the flight planner, the director, engineer, and the technician. So you've got a few roles to choose from there. And finally, you have the coloured reference cards in there. And that is everything that's in the box for Pandemic Rapid Response. It looks like a really interesting game, and I'm looking forward to getting stuck in with this game and trying it out. I've heard some very good reviews actually. So much so that my mate Nick over at Board Deck and Dice, he really doesn't like Pandemic. However, I believe he demoed this at UK Games Expo. I mean, if he didn't, apologies, but he said it is one that really piqued his interest, and one that he's actually genuinely looking forward to. I believe he unboxed it on the Zatu YouTube channel, so do go and take a look over on there as well, because I'm sure he'll be doing a review as well. I will also be doing a review, so look out for that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like this, do go and check out my other content. I have also just recently unboxed Die Tavernen in Tiefenthal, which is a very oddly named game, but what would you expect from Wolfgang Warsch, the famous, fantastic creator of the Quacks of Quedlinburg. Either way, please do subscribe to this channel so you can be the first to be notified of when I upload new content. And as always, guys, I hope to see you all next time.